action! Get in the action! Get in the action! Get in the
Hey yo, what it do, man? It's your brother Attune, J Nicole in the place to be. A1 Live. Get in the action, baby. Man, I notice I point a lot, but that's because I've been trying to direct people to get in the action. What are you watching? You are watching A1 Live. We are live on moderntexasmedia.com/live. We appreciate you all for being here with us, for checking us out, for tuning in. We have another powerful show for you all. But get started. J Nicole, how you doing? You're on mute.
I'm doing wonderful, like always. Obviously, my mute button is trying to attack me. It's an inner attack, you know. But today is Wednesday, and I'm always happy to be here with all you beautiful people. So let's go ahead and roll on into our first hot topic. Oh man, oh man. Hot topic this week is focusing on the late and great person that we all hold dear to our hearts, Colin Powell. As we all know, he passed away earlier this week. It's been a sad day in America for a lot of people. So let's just remember Colin Powell. So I too.
Okay. Yeah, my bad. So Powell was a distinguished and trailblazing professional soldier whose career took him from combat duty in Vietnam to becoming the first Black national security advisor during the end of the Ronald Reagan presidency. And he was the youngest and first African American chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff under President Bush. His popularity soared after the Gulf War, and at one point in time, people were thinking that he was going to run for president, but he never actually made that leap to go. Some people say that his support of should I say, George Bush used him to go make the case to the United Nations for the war in Iraq. Colin Powell always defends that he was given faulty information, but obviously, one of the most recent things that Colin Powell was known for was actually breaking rank with his Republican members and openly endorsing President Barack Obama. We understand, which obviously, with some of us, he was like, okay, you could come back home, my brother. But that's just kind of tongue in cheek joking. He was a trailblazer, he was a pioneer, and he is to be saluted.
I just want to get to Kelly O'Donnell, our NBC White House correspondent, who, of course, covered the White House all those years when Colin Powell was there at those key moments in the war on terror after 9/11. Kelly, your thoughts this morning?
What a sad day, Savannah. This is a man who was not only prominent in his field, from soldier to statesman, he was also a very kind and pleasant man to interact with for all of us who had the opportunity to cover Colin Powell and to see his leadership. He rose through the ranks, as Andrea described, and made a huge impact as a figure leading soldiers, as a statesman on the world stage, not without controversy. Of course, he presented the information when he was working for George W. Bush before the UN about weapons of mass destruction in Iraq that proved to not be accurate. And also, he was someone who put forward a huge imprint on the discourse of the time with his calm demeanor and also his experience, intellect, and knowledge. He remained on the national stage for all of these years as someone who could connect to the service members on the ground level as a military leader and to the political and statesman level of diplomacy around the world. A giant figure, one who will be remembered. And what a shock to lose him in this way with complications of COVID after being fully vaccinated, according to his family.
Yeah.
Savannah?
He was a trailblazer for sure, born in the Bronx to
Trailblazer,
Jamaican
man.
immigrants,
Trailblazer, man.
rose through the
Trailblazer, man.
ranks
Definitely
of
that.
the Army
You
first,
know what I'm saying?
of
A
African
nice life
American
well lived.
national security provided.
That nice life well lived. You know, I can only hope to see 84.
Yeah, that's a
Um,
long life. That's a long
yeah.
life. Although my goal age is like 119,
Mm,
as long as I can still move and make it on my own. I would like to live past 100.
right, man. You know, toss me a few of them years, man. I'm with you. I'm with you. All right, man. Well, man, R.P. to Colin Powell. You know what I'm
R.I.P.
saying? Hey, man, live your life. Live your life. All right, let's roll into this community action news. Chop.
Choppity chop chop.
Mm,
It's the news action in the community.
Hey, it's your brother Attune Rock, Community Action News. Oh man, oh man, we got some things to talk about today, man. And Jay Nicole, man, I gotta holler at you, man. What about your boy Sylvester Turner?
Man, what's going on with Sylvester Turner,
So,
man?
our dear brother Turner has been in a little bit of heat lately for his selection for some projects, for developers to build some projects in Houston. And so,
Hmm.
if you've been paying attention to the news over the past few weeks, there's been back and forth between the mayor and the city on his choices for some contractors. Some people feel that basically the mayor used unfair tactics to select his preference for contracts and things like that that are supposed to be open for bidding. And so there was actually just I believe, a 3 hour special meeting yesterday um, with the um, with the Houston City Council members. And, it was interesting. A lot of things came up within the meeting. One of the things was that the Housing and Community Development Department spent more than $11 million on administrative costs related to HUD community development block grant funds, even though it was only allocated 4 million.
Oh wow, that's a
And
lot of money.
and so yeah, but the main hot button issue was the fact of that the housing officials had recommended 4 projects to create about 360 affordable units at about $16 million. But instead, Turner chose to go with Huntington at Bay Area project, which, if approved, would have created about 88 affordable houses for $15 million. So
Oh,
basically, at about 4 times the cost. Mm.
what do you think
Now,
about that? Hmm.
well, I do know that because of the heat, Turner has withdrawn his support for the contractor that he chose. He said that it was too much of a distraction, and he doesn't want this to continue on because he knows that this is going to be a thorn in the side for his pretty much his last go at mayor. And so, yeah, I'm just sitting back, eating my popcorn, watching, because that's been one of those things that um, people have always spoke on about um, unfair bidding process and things like that,
Mhm.
and certain people having their thumb on the scale. And it's one of those things. It doesn't matter white or black. Was fair is fair. Now, of
Yeah.
course. Now, of course, to be fair, the mayor has denied all allegations, and it's still under investigation. So, I hope it all turns out well for my boy Turner, man.
I hope it all turns out well too. I think overall he is a good mayor. So.
Yeah, man, for sure, for sure. Man, Jay Nicole, man, you stop for gas every now and then, right?
I do.
And so, if you like me, man, you're starting to kind of notice more and more CBD products being sold within gas stations.
Yeah.
One of the more popular ones right now is Delta 8. Right? Pretty sure everybody's seen Delta 8. It's one of the popular brand out right now. Well, just I believe yesterday or today, the state of Texas has declared Delta 8 illegal to use or sell.
Oh no.
I know it's become pretty popular. But yeah, we're gonna go to one of our affiliates in Austin for the report.
Delta 8 is this cannabinoid that has penetrated the market really effectively here in the last year.
Delta 8 is a THC compound that can be found in cannabis with the ability to give a user a similar
Bear with us, guys. The tech
Oh
gods
yeah,
are
yeah,
not being
yeah,
fair.
yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, nah, it'd be like that. But yes, so Delta 8 is basically a THC compound that can give users an effect similar to marijuana, but it isn't as strong. And so it does have
high
CBD and
effects
things
than
like that. But
marijuana, just not as strong.
essentially
It only
the
appears in trace amounts in
yes. So essentially, what's going on is um, CBD and hemp is allowed within the state of Texas as long as it has below a certain amount of THC. And so essentially, they're saying that Delta 8 and Delta 9 are exceeding that. I believe it's the 0.3%. And so it will be considered a scheduled drug, Schedule One controlled substance in the state of Texas, man. And if you're caught with it vaping gummies, you could be facing a 2-year prison sentence as well as up to $10,000 in fines.
Oh wow. You
So,
guys better not get
and so
caught with
one of the
Delta
reasons
8.
why this is a so yeah, oh yeah, absolutely. And obviously, one of the reasons why it is a main concern is because a lot of business owners have started to stock up and sell these products. And so now, with the state of Texas just kind of flipping at the last minute, business owners are kind of left with, what I'm saying, what do we do with this inventory? And so some are saying they're going to continue on, others are saying they're just going to have to take the L. All right. So our last topic in community action. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jennifer.
Oh no, no, no. I wasn't gonna say anything. I was just gonna
Oh
say
yeah.
that if I were a business owner, I'll be pretty upset if I had to just take that L. They'd have to issue me a refund or something.
Okay, okay. You said you was gonna continue on. I was like, oh yeah, nah, nah, nah. Don't tell him that. Don't tell him
No, 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 no.
that. No, and then in our last topic for community action news, we like being informative. We like letting the people know what's going on. So we want to make sure that we let everyone know within the city of Houston, the state of Texas, that is under our voice, that early voting is open for the state of Texas for the 2021 elections. Early voting is going to last through October 29th, and the election day is on November the 2nd. So make sure that you can Google research, the state of Texas. You can also see, any link to show what are your local polling locations. Make sure that you get out. Also, make sure that you go to the state of Texas website in order to see what specific issues are going to be on your ballot, because people do see different ballots. Now, one of the things we will all see is we have 8 state amendments on the books for us to vote on. And so, make sure that you just stay up to date on all 8 of those, and see which one is going to be relevant for you. Jay Nicole, one thing that was interesting, I did not know that the Woodlands was not a city. And so there's a ballot to make it like an incorporated part. So yeah,
So what is the Woodlands? A neighborhood? I had no idea.
man, I don't know, man. I don't go up there. It's too much gas, man.
I don't either. It's too far. It's not
Yeah,
Houston.
yeah, nah, that's facts. That's facts. That's facts. All right, man. What's your brother Attune, J. Nicole, Community Action News? We are excited
Whoop, whoop.
because we have a special guest that is joining us this week, and we can't wait to get her on. She is a joy and a pleasure to have. So let's go
Mhm.
ahead and roll into that next segment.
Yeah, the Market Black Business Feature of the Week. And if you guys aren't familiar with what hashtag Market Black is, it is a whole movement out here that is supporting small Black owned businesses. So if you search the hashtag Market Black and you see any businesses that post with that hashtag, support those businesses because we are here to make sure that Black businesses stay because they are vital to our economy.
Uh-huh. Absolutely, absolutely. Well, let's roll. Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. This is a special week, so make sure that you all are tuned in and you all are listening. Um, what can I say about the wonderful individual that we have on today? She, first of all, as you can see, she has a smile that automatically lights up the room. Every time that you speak with Miss Grace, you're always going to leave feeling inspired. You're always going to feel like no matter what you're doing, you can do more. I love her voice. I wish we could have her on a podcast. I could just listen to her calming voice all day because she is the voice of reason. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a strong black hand for our dear sister, Miss Grace Rodriguez from Impact Hub Houston,
Yeah.
man.
Thank you so much, Atum. Thank you, J. Nicole, and thank you, Action Behind the Scenes. You guys are too kind.
Oh
But it's
no.
a pleasure and an honor to be with you today.
And
Oh
one thing that I
no.
have to add, Grace, one thing that I have to add that, Atum gives the greatest introductions, but he failed to mention one thing. Every time we talk to you, you always leave us with a sense of peace because you always drop some jewels in business and you also, are a plethora, you're a resource for resources. So that's always, something that I always admired about you.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, I really believe knowledge is power. So the more knowledge that we can disseminate, the more power is in the hands of the people.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Miss Grace, we know all about you. But since this is your first time on A1 Live, could you just let the people know who you are and what is the work that you do with Impact Hub?
Sure. Let's see, I'll go back with my background since moving back to Houston. I'm originally from New York. I was born in Queens, came here for grade school, and went to um, elementary school in Missouri City, Richmond, and then Sugar Land, and then moved back to New York for college, and then came back to Houston in 2000. And since then, I've managed DJs. If you guys know the Cracker Nuts, as a co-founder of the Cracker Nuts, was in entertainment for a while, then worked at City Council as the producer for a TV show for Council Member Gordon Kwan. And then when he hit his term limits, I started consulting for political candidates and startups and nonprofits. And that led to me working out of Houston's first co-working space, which was Caroline Collective. And then from that, I worked for a venture capital fund and then a creative agency and then TED, as in TED Talks, and then co-founded Station Houston, which is a tech startup hub here, and went from there to co-found and become the executive director of Impact Hub Houston.
Ooh,
Look at
man,
that
they say we need
resume.
that sound effects, man. Ow. Oh man. So Grace, you've been doing this work for a long time. What continues to inspire you to keep going? You know what I'm saying? Knowing that there's still, a lot of challenges to overcome despite all the work you've done.
Well, that's really it. That all these challenges to overcome is what keeps me going. Like the day that we have no challenges, I'm like, okay, I can rest now. But I feel like so many people have just so many great ideas, but they don't have the resources to bring them to life. So I feel like that's my calling, is to help people kind of birth their ideas and innovate and bring communities together to collaborate. Because I feel like, there's one thing about resourcing the individual, and there's a whole other scale of impact when you can resource a community. And so I feel like that's the next evolution of my work, is to really help build ecosystems and help people learn how to find those resources themselves. So they have to rely on people like me for them, and then give them the access to a lot of the resources that do exist, and make sure that they know the people who can turn on switches for them and basically, give them money. Right? That's one of the biggest problems in our region, well, actually everywhere really, is how do we get more money into the hands of the people who are at the front lines, who are at the grassroots, really trying to make change for their communities.
And so, Grace, with that, tell us about Impact Hub Houston. Tell us exactly, what Impact Hub is and what you guys do.
Sure. So we're an impact innovation incubator. We're one of about 100 impact hubs in over 60 countries now around the world. So there's about 24,000 plus people in our community. But each impact hub is actually founded independently. So it's not like a franchise. Well, I would say kind of like a franchise. It's not like WeWork, where they go into a place and they open up a new WeWork, and it's just kind of like the same corporate cookie cutter thing. Each impact hub is able to create its own business model and develop its own culture, as long as it aligns with wanting to advance entrepreneurial solutions that are impact oriented. So we help people who are at the idea and intention stage of their startup journey. We also have members that are at the scale up stage, that have already raised a Series B round, for instance. But we really want to help people who have those ideas and just need to know, what do I do next to take those ideas to the next level. So we're part of a pipeline, really, of helping people get to a point where they can then go maybe into the generator or mass challenge accelerator programs. If they're doing something energy related, we can introduce them to Greentown Labs, Plug and Play, and the Rice Clean Tech Accelerator. I mean, the startup ecosystem is so big that we want to make sure that we are really collaborating with everybody and shepherding people to get the support that they need at the time and stage that they need it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah, and
and
so those are
we've
our
been
membership levels. Thank you for sharing that. But yeah, if we are member oriented, so the idea behind how we formed our memberships was that we wanted to provide ongoing support, and you're not locked into a year. Some people ask you to pay for a whole year, but we're a month to month membership, so you can come in and leverage the resources that we have, get kind of connected to the community that you need, and if you love it, well, then stay a member, and if you can't afford it, it's okay. You can become an alum. We'll still look out for you. Just reach out to us. But once you're part of the community, you're always part of the community. And then there's the two different tiers. Community membership is really for people who are just kind of getting into the impact space, and the Accelerate membership is for people who want to have more of an accelerator style experience with one-to-one mentorship and kind of more hand holding as you're growing your company.
Man, that is awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. That is powerful. Um, Man, Grace, I gotta ask you, just something I've always been wanting to know. How do you keep your energy and your smile going?
Um,
Yeah.
that's a good question. Well, one, I have a wicked sense of humor. So I was watching one of your earlier episodes talking about Dave Chappelle being the GOAT. I love Dave Chappelle and Neil Brennan and
Yeah,
Bill Burr and like all
yeah.
of these comedians that really push
Oh
the
yeah.
boundaries. So I love, I have a good sense of humor, and I laugh at myself all the time. But, honestly, it's during the early stages of my career. So when I was in my early 30s, I just turned 48 yesterday. So in my early 30s, I was in such a stressful position that it was throwing my biology off whack. And I went through menopause very early, and I wasn't able to have kids. And so, it's a blessing and a curse. I will always wonder what it would be like to have kids, but at the same time, it gave me all of this time, because now I don't have to worry about educating my kids and all of that other stuff, which is also a blessing and a curse. But, so I have time. Let me put it that way. I have
Oh yeah.
time.
And
And
wait a minute, did you say you turned what age?
48.
Wow. Do you guys see? Are you guys looking at the same screen I'm looking at right
What,
now?
what to say, man? Don't
No
look at.
way.
What to
You
say,
know,
man? I
it's
got these
funny. I always
bags,
tell
man.
people, you've heard black don't crack,
Yeah.
beige don't age. That's what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Ooh.
I love it. I love it. I love it, Grace.
Church. Hey,
So, Grace,
man.
do you? Oh, go ahead. I
Oh,
too.
no,
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
Do you have any projects or things that you want to tell us about that's going on right now?
Yeah, we're launching the Climathon Hackathon next week. So the kickoff is on Monday, and we're inviting anybody from the public who cares about climate action, resiliency for the city, sustainability. If you have a challenge that you'd like to form a team around or see who can help you solve that challenge, or if you have a solution to something that you want to find more support from, bring it to the Climathon kickoff on Monday. We also have the Global Entrepreneurship Week in November. I saw that you went to the Houston Innovation Summit page. While we're not doing the Houston Innovation Summit this year, we're postponing it to next year. We're still doing stuff during Global Entrepreneurship Week, and we want to spotlight events from the startup community during that week. So that's November 8th through the 12th. If you have an event that you're doing, we would love for you to be a part of it. I've been talking with Attune already for the Black Business Lab to host a day because, yeah, every day at least one day of that entire week we have focused around diversity, inclusion, and equity. And one of the things that I'm trying to transition, like shift our culture away from, is having the diversity day only being attended by diverse people, right? Because one of the conversations I've been having in a lot of spaces these days are the people who have traditionally held the problem have not been invited to be part of the solution. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that we're going to start doing over the next several months and then carrying over into the future is really just having a discussion around, let's say, investing in impact. And then all the panelists just happen to be women and people of color, and
Mm-hmm.
not just saying that this is a women's panel on impact investing or a minority or diverse panel on impact investing. We really need to have more white men to be hearing these stories and being exposed to it. So that's one of the things that we're working on doing. And one of the reasons why we postponed the Houston Innovation Summit is we want to be more intentional about making sure that we have programming that old white men feel comfortable coming to, and that they're going to be seeing a lot of different people with a lot of diverse expertise on those panels too.
Absolutely. Well, man, Miss Grace, we thank you so very much for coming, sharing your journey with us, talking about all the wonderful things that you do. Obviously, anybody that follows our platform, we will continuously be pushing out any initiatives from not only Impact Hub Houston, but BMW and all the other wonderful coalitions that Miss Grace is working to build. And we just want to let you know that we do appreciate you for everything. If take away all the wonderful things that you have done for us, we just appreciate you as a person for always
Definitely.
being able to, speak, give us words of wisdom, give us kind things, and also always looking out for us, even seeing things that we may not see ourselves. And so that is a true friend, a true ally, and we appreciate you. And please, you can feel free to adopt me anytime
Thank you
if
so
you
much.
feel so chosen. If you
Happy
feel so
to.
chosen.
I'm happy
Yeah.
to. I do have one request, right? So
Yes.
we have a few initiatives that we do spearhead. One is TEDx Houston. So we are the TEDx curators for Houston. We have Code for Houston, which is the Code for America Brigade. And as you said, the Business Ecosystem Alliance for Minorities and Women, which is BEAMW. We're looking for people to join the leadership, right? And the opportunity is there for you to be able to reach out to different people, to be speakers, right? It exposes you to whole new networks of people so you can grow your own network. So for anybody who's, from this immediate community, or if you have friends and family who might be interested in joining, one of those leadership teams or organizing teams, please feel free to reach out to me, grace.rodriguez@impacthub.net. And, it would be lovely to have more interesting, diverse, rich voices coming to our groups.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
make sure you guys follow them on IG too. Look at the bottom of the screen at Impact Hub Houston.
Thank you.
Oh yes, Miss Grace, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming, and you are welcome back anytime that you have anything going on.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you,
Bye,
thank
Grace.
you.
Bye.
Grace. Yes. Man, we love Miss Grace. You know what I'm saying? Oh man. Well, Miss Grace. Yay.
All
Hey
right,
man.
all right.
Hey man, you know what I'm saying? Time to support that black media. And this week, I decided to throw in a little bit of action on them. You know what I'm saying? I think we need to support some of our filmmakers that are into the action scene, man. So man, let's check this out, man.
The only reason that you're alive right now is because I believe that you can be useful. I have a proposition for you. The girl that you're protecting, she can burn us to the ground. Don't act like you don't understand that.
One kill, and you leave her alone forever.
Sorry, was that a yes?
David, you didn't show up for your job interview at the firm. I don't know what you're trying to do, but I can't keep putting my reputation on the line for you. Who are these people? What are they asking you to do? Are we in any danger?
Man, that looks good. That movie looks awesome.
I'm
Attune,
actually
you're
on.
muted.
I was on mute. I know, right? I'm on mute, talking to myself, man. Like, all right, tell me, man. So yes, that was Rogue Cell Shadow Warrior. It's actually streaming now on Tubi. Um, and it's by Maverick Movies.
Maverick
So
movies. I
hey,
mean, I'm
Jada
gonna have to
Call,
check. I mean, I know one thing. I'm gonna go check them out because you want to know why?
why?
Because I support black media, baby. So I'm gonna definitely
Hey,
go run some streams up. I'm gonna tell my friends about it so they can run some streams up or make some purchases. However we got to do it, we got to rent it. We gonna rent it because I love to support black media. Another way that you guys can support black media is
how?
by purchasing a support black media t-shirt online
Mhm.
at moderntexasmedia.com/live. So get yours today. If you go and use the code hashtag A1Live21, you will get a 20% discount on your purchase of your support black media t-shirt, and a portion of the proceeds actually go to supporting black media.
Oh yeah, man. Before we get out of here, man, we want to make sure that we let people know that Action One does have the Small Business Credit Survey up online. Modern Texas Media, come help us within the Black Business Lab and Action One be able to leverage this data in order to bring funds, bring resources to our community. The survey's up right now. You know, it only takes 10 minutes. It's not too evasive. Just get out there and knock it out and get it done, man.
And don't just do it yourself. Tell your friends about it too. If you have business owners that are friends, let them know so they can fill it out because we need to see where the funds are going. We need to make sure that we are on the map so that we get the necessary resources.
Yeah, man. Well, another week up, another week down. Jay Nicole, I appreciate you every week.
Yeah.
Make sure that y'all support us at moderntexasmedia.com. Make sure that you support the Black Business Lab. Go get signed up for that right now. Support Impact Hub. And Jay Nicole, how we leave them every week.
Get into action, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get in the action.